Hi students, thanks for your previous views and hits. This video lecture focuses and emphasizes on fundamental parameters of antennas. In previous, we covered all basic idea which are required for our antennas foundation, like radiation mechanism, optimization for antennas. Now this session will help for better understanding on basic fundamental definitions, parameters which are familiar for upcoming topics. So here I am listing the important antenna parameters: radiation pattern, planes, pattern in principal planes, main lobe, side lobe, beam width, polarization, beam area, radiation intensity, beam efficiency, directivity, gain, resolution, antenna aperture, and antenna height. So these parameters are known as fundamental, popular, basic definitions regarding antenna parameters or functions. Let us discuss one by one. Initially, radiation pattern. For us, for respective of antennas, radiation pattern is foundation or fundamental diagram to represent mathematical function or a graphical representation of radiation properties of the antenna as a function of space coordinates. Why? Because antenna explanation, behavior, field strength can be understood in terms of far field and near field, which we discuss in our future videos. In most of cases, the radiation pattern has determined by far field region. Therefore, this radiation pattern represented as a function of directional coordinates. So with this radiation pattern, this radial parameters, properties like radiation intensity, field strength, directivity, phase, polarization, which are well explained by 8 radiation pattern. Sometimes it is very convenient, sometimes it is very complex to draw, to represent a radiation pattern as a function of 2 or 3 spatial distribution of radiation energy. So therefore, this radiation pattern, to represent radiation pattern, various simulators are available in our college laboratory. like HFSS simulator, CST simulator, where we plot 2D radiation pattern, 3D radiation pattern for our better understanding. So to represent this type of radiation, this radiation pattern represent amplitude pattern and power pattern. So in amplitude pattern, the amplitude pattern consists trace of received field, maybe generally electrical field or magnetical field with a constant radius. The curvature, the trace shows the resultant pattern is called amplitude pattern. On another hand, if you want to draw power pattern, so that graph is a spatial variation of power density along a constant radius called power pattern. So generally this radiation pattern is more popular in field pattern comparative to your power pattern. So let us watch the pictorial representation of this radiation pattern. Sometimes these power patterns are normalized with respect to maximum value. Why? Because these power patterns are represent in their corresponding logarithmic scale, or it may be decibels. So for the given antenna, the field, whatever antenna divided into two field pattern, power pattern. So what is field pattern? So field pattern typically represent a plot of magnitude of electric or magnetical field. So it is as a function of angular space quadrants. Second criteria, power pattern. So power pattern represent a plot of square of a magnitude of electric or magnetical field. It is also be represented in angular space. So either field patterns or power patterns, both patterns are required to represent the strength of the particular antenna in terms of this radiation pattern at far field analysis. Therefore, power pattern represent the magnitude of electric or magnetical field in decibel as a function of its angular space. So this idea notice how to represent a radiation pattern. So this is simple pictorial where our radiation patterns are be available. So consider the coordinates x comma y comma z, the Cartesian coordinates where your xy, xz, yz are be available in your picture. It is a spherical coordinate system where the coordinates are resembles r comma theta comma phi. In this radiation pattern, by looking close examination, we are able to found elevation pattern, we are able to found azimuthal plane, and we are able to found major lobe, minor lobe. So this graphic, so this elevation plane is xz plane, and azimuthal plane should be indicating by its concerned coordinate system. So if you take a strip of r comma theta comma phi, this r and theta evaluates throughout the sphere, where my sphere occupies the specimen area, that a vector represented ar, a theta, a phi. At a specimen point, their incremental area can be noticed here, dA equal to r square sin theta d theta d phi. The product of both elevation plane and azimuthal plane, or sin theta d theta or d phi. So you have r square sin theta d theta d phi. In particular origin where our radiational planes focus along perpendicular axis, that equal to your major lobe, other than major lobe here called minor lobes. So finally this r theta and phi covers throughout this entire 2 pi radians, which is able to establish our azimuthal plane as well as elevation plane. So this type of radiation patterns helpful to calculate angular beam width. So that is the angular beam width or half power beam width. So in this picture, you have familiar knowledge on how to emphasize radiation pattern. So in the particular radiation pattern in figure number A, so this figure number A focus on radiation pattern. This is theta equal to 0. Along this plane, suppose if you wanted to calculate where your power falls to 50%, half power beam width, that is the point where you are able to calculate half power beam width. Similarly, for power pattern, the powers are indicated normalized values of their field strength. That's why some Pn of theta equal to here E square n of theta. So in radiation pattern, we have facility to evaluate found the angular a degree, that is called half power level or half power beam width. So which is 3 dB fallen to maximum value half power, and another beam width FNBW where beam width first null. So by using these two normalized values, we are able to found one parameter called normalized field pattern, where E theta of theta comma phi divided by E theta of theta comma phi maxima. So these normalized field patterns are very important for our upcoming arrays designing of arrays, configuration, structure, and designing of monopole, dipole, likewise antennas. So as we mentioned in our picture, half power level available at 1 by root 2 where 0.07. At a distance where this large comparisons of size of the antenna to the wavelength as a shape of field pattern, so it is independent of distance. Generally, this type of patterns are useful for your far field analysis. This expression of patterns are very popular to calculate the normalization also. So while watching the picture, where the third picture represent the side lobe level indication as well as your angular measurements. So this is the power pattern where you are able to found both the lobes also. So in radiation pattern, lobes are classified into major, minor, side, back. So major lobe is the lobe where the lobe occupies along incident z direction. Other than major, the other lobes called as minor. Other than minor, in minor we are classified side and back. So in this picture, on y-axis we are represent decibel, where the maximum value subtends to 0, 3 dB, 10 dB, 20 dB. The first side lobe arises where your maximum value fallen to 10 dB. So that is first lobe. From 10 to 1 more 3 dB, 13 dB, that is your second side lobe. So to evaluate half power beam width, we have marked 2 points from maxima to 1 by root 2. That is called half power beam width. In this picture, approximately at 40 degree of representation, we found half power beam width. Similarly, we also be able to calculate first null beam width, where your first null beam width occupies approximately 74 degree, where this lies along your field and power patterns. So with this concept, the learner has benefit about representation of radiation pattern, classification of radiation pattern, field analysis, and their corresponding parametrical identification. Let's move on. This radiation pattern may be different for different configurations. For example, if we have in our lab isotropic radiator, just for recollection, the radiator which has zero loss and which has equal radiation in all direction, generally in our terminology represent as lossless isotropic antenna. But in practical, according to man-made, this type of isotropic radiators are available, very few examples. That's why we move towards directional antenna. With this directional antenna, the major benefit is in particular directions or in some directions only, the properties of radiating or receiving electric magnetical waves are exactly desirable. That is the directional antenna. Generally, this type of directional antenna is having particular applications. Out of this, there is some another antenna which is omnidirectional. In omnidirectional antenna, its effective radiation is available only in particular direction only. That is either be in azimuthal plane or in maybe elevation plane. Simply conclusion about our omnidirectional, it is having a non-directional radiation pattern in a given plane and directional pattern in orthogonal plane. So with this knowledge, the learner has familiar about how to notice, how to found, how to categorize the antenna classification behaves depends upon its method of direction, isotropic, directional, omnidirectional. Up to now, we have sound knowledge on radiation pattern. Let we move step towards how to find principal patterns which are available in our previous schematics. So in this previous schematic, XZ elevation plane, XY azimuth plane. These two planes are popularly has its own significance. Therefore, principal patterns classified into E-plane pattern and H-plane pattern. So in E-plane pattern, as the name suggests, E, plane containing electrical field vector and direction of maximum radiation is also being along E direction. Similarly, in H plane, plane containing magnetical field vector where direction of maximum radiation always been along H direction. Therefore, for better understanding, apart from our diagram, these principal planes are simple, that is xz elevation. So in that elevation, theta pi by 2 and phi equal to 0, that is simple E plane. XY azimuthal plane. So in azimuthal plane, our elevation angle equal to 90 degree. That is called principal H plane. So E plane elevation phi 0, H plane azimuthal theta equal to 90. So what is the omni? That omni equal to specified, that is infinity number of principal E plane and H plane where your theta equal to some 5 degree. So based upon this knowledge, we have now a stage how to distinguish E plane, H plane. This is the simple schematic to represent E plane and H plane. So H plane XY, E plane XZ. With this simple horn antenna where the maximum field available in both elevation and magnetical plane. So in this picture, you have familiar along E comma H, that is magnetical and electrical plane. So to compensate both magnetical and electrical plane, where you have to notice E and H plane. So electrical plane, so electrical vector, magnetical plane, H plane, magnetical vector. The E plane has only electrical field vector along its direction of maxima radiation. H plane has magnetical field vector along direction of maximum radiation. So this knowledge indicate to continue the radiation plane knowledge towards the omnidirectional antenna. So in omnidirectional antenna, omni, the specified direction, xz or xy, theta plane or phi plane. So simple dipole, simple pole, which is figure 8 radiation pattern, where maximum radiation occupies along its major radiation path. So this type of omnidirectional antennas very helpful to indicate the better treatment on evaluating the r comma theta comma phi values while we are able to simulate and design the best prototypes. So up to now, we have fundamental analysis about radiation pattern and their corresponding information.